Alright, here we are with the DLC. The long-awaited DLC. Pretty excited for it. I mean, obviously I've been testing for it, so I have some advanced knowledge of it, but I will say I didn't go through nearly as much testing of this DLC as I did of the base game, so I'll be learning alongside a lot of you for most of this. You know, I have really no super strong opinions on some of the new cards and stuff, clan, whatnot. I like them, I can tell you that. But and first, before I forget, special thanks to GL5120. Gave a $25 tip, so definitely appreciate that. Many thanks, GL2150. Did I get that right? 2150? No, 5120. Thought I had that number memorized. Anyway, let's get into it here. Now, I attempted, you know, I'm lazy and I didn't really want to replay from the start, so I kind of merged my save in. So, you know, I'll be probably ahead of everyone is on day one, but same stuff applies. So this is, I should, you know, let's go back really quick. Kind of it's so weird to like. I rarely come back out of that rift station, so that's actually the first time I think I've ever done that. But anyway, so you notice this new area in the bottom left, rift station, and it's basically a pretty different way to go about the game. It's somewhere in between a dimensional portal and a normal run, closer to a normal run, I would say. But and you know, to be honest, I don't know. We'll see when I get to the full unlock of everything, but it could replace the game for me in terms of what I prefer to play. Now, one thing that does suck is, at least as of now, we've been pushing for it to be available, and I think you know, we don't know if it will be, but unfortunately, you can't do seed sharing with this mode, so there won't be any curse seeds for the normal mode, but I would gladly play no curse seeds for this mode as of yet. But for the normal game, feel free to keep submitting curse submissions. I'll absolutely go through those gladly. And I noticed, I think one or two came in within the last day, and I haven't been around to play them, so I don't know if the most recent two seeds are going to be working, like having, you know how it like switches up the RNG pretty often, but when you get a new patch. But you know, I'll still give them a shot and see. But yeah, for now we're gonna do a Soul Savior run. So this is much more similar to like a I would say the roguelite genre. Often with a lot of games that aren't card builders, there's usually some permanent meta progression. Think like Vampire Survivors, stuff like that. And that's kind of what this mode has going to some degree with the Soulforge. So these are basically a new type of thing. It's it can basically function. So global, it kind of functions like an artifact, or you can use it as a upgrade, but it doesn't even take up an upgrade slot, which is nice. But one thing that you do have to remember is if you do attach it to a unit or a spell, if you dupe that spell within in any way, it's not going to carry whatever you attached over to it. So that is one thing that you're surely going to make them. They try to protect you from it as best they can, but you know, there's in-game stuff where you might think like off the top of your head that you're going to get the same upgrade, but it doesn't work that way. It's not going to, you know, there's some cards where it's like, you know, you're gonna see one card in the Railforged clan that like copies either an equipment or a unit. So you know, I would have expected it in that case to at least keep, like, say, the upgrade that is given by the thing, but it doesn't. So it's like you got to think like this thing is like very much just attached to itself. It's not going to copy anything if on the units that you place it to. That being said, you can have them result in permanent effects, like this Grump, for example. So you could, for instance, attach it to a train steward in the first battle, and that train steward will gain however many stats, and it'll keep those stats. You can then reattach this Grump to another unit. So it's really nice to be able to do that, and you will want to do that for the most part. But yeah, so anyway, I haven't unlocked them all, but I've unlocked most of them. I have really no thoughts on power level of any of them. I will tell you one that I'm for sure going to use here, though. And I'll switch. I was doing some specific combos because you'd have to do specific things to unlock these, and one of them was win with a banish. But we're of course going to do Wurmkin. I figure we'll go Wurmkin secondary because we're mostly familiar with that if you've come from Monster Train 1 with the DLC. Obviously, there's some changes to Wurmkin. All of them are great, I think. Honestly, they're so good. I like literally every change, pretty much. Brilliant changes, honestly. And then there's the Railforged clan. We're going to play them primary just because they're much more new, right? And I'm still learning what's good with them. I do like the clan. I think it definitely encourages a different playstyle than you're used to. Like, they very much they're pretty flexible, actually, in what they can do. You can still do some conventional stuff with them, but you're also encouraged to do things like, I'd almost say it almost feels similar to like playing Endless Eggs with Wurmkin, where it's like you're kind of just spamming a bunch of units, and by nature of spamming them, you're getting upgrades to them. It's kind of weird, but it's hard to explain. You'll just have to see it in action. And we can up the difficulty. Now, I will say, so there's 3 difficulty modes. They do warn on both the second and third ones that if you don't have certain things, it's going to be really hard. I will say Tangle I've beaten a couple times, and I have yet to get the 3rd slot of souls unlocked, and they said that, but I do kind of agree with it. It's still going to be pretty hard. We'll do Tangle. Overgrowth's like a little bit too much for me to handle right now. I'm sure like you could get a strong enough run together to take it on without, upgraded souls and whatnot, but I think a reasonable one right now at my current power level is Tangle. So we'll just do that. And I will say this mode, you're going to see it here real quick, but it's no joke. It's like they come out of just swinging, especially from the second fight onward. The first fight, it's doable for the most part, but I have died on the second fight plenty of times, and especially on the harder difficulty modes. Like there's a lot of these bosses are going to be kind of different variants of existing ones, almost like a corrupted variant. I don't know what the exact lore is, but they actually function quite different in a lot of cases. Like the one that used to, the boss that had Titan skin, for example, stands out to me as being really hard in this one. Like, he is one of the easiest ones in the base game, but in this DLC variant, he gains like rage on, I forget if it's on revenge or something, but and he just, he wrecks you. I've died to him plenty of times. So, but as a result, I think you usually want to take things that are going to give you immediate benefit. And the one I'm very sure that I like is Mean Mug. This one is really good, and it almost doesn't fit the philosophy that I just said, which is to try to get immediate power, but this thing is just so powerful. You already gain Avarice 12, so it's already more than a miser worth of money, and then you keep gaining 5 every celebration. And then when you start spending gold, it's still a buff to this Mean Mug soul. Like, it's not going to stamp the attack onto the unit like some of the other ones will, but it's good in that regard, because it's like basically no matter where you spend your gold, wherever you put Mean Mug, it's going to get every gold that you spent. So let's say I've spent 1,000 gold in a run, which is very easy to do, by the way. You're going to see there's a lot of places you can pour gold into upgrades, but I would get 100 attack, and I could move that onto any unit, and I'd get that 100 attack onto those units, plus all the avarice that I've gained. But yeah, so, but the interesting thing is, as I say that, it's kind of weird because it says celebrate gain 5 avarice permanently. It actually stamps that part onto the unit, but then the 10 attack is the portion that kind of travels with the Mean Mug. I'm probably not making any sense right now, so I'll just try to explain it later. If you've played a few times, you probably get what I'm saying, but if you're just seeing it now and you haven't actually got the DLC yet, I'm just wasting time, so sorry about that. Well, I'll just get into it. Now, the other upgrade I'm still playing around with, on which one I like, the Butterball's really nice. I like it because this one fits more of the philosophy, where you can just put it on any unit, and you know, just get the stats, and even if that's just a train steward, that's pretty good for ring 1. And then once I start adding banner units, and if I can get additional ways to get stats, it becomes better. And what I really like about it is it immediately opens up Endless as a good upgrade on any unit. I've done it on a train steward even, and it was pretty good. I had a large stone Endless train steward with this on it, so, and that was pretty good. I'm like literally getting a large stone and change worth of stats every single turn once I draw the train steward. So I think I'm going to leave it with Butterball. That's what I have been liking recently, and we'll do this. We'll stick with the first champ here, which is Herzl. If you've paid attention to any of the lore, even if you haven't, you've probably heard his name. He's a very central figure to the story, but he's an alright champ. I don't know how I feel about him yet, but we'll give it a shot here. Actually, I'm going to change my Fracture to Echo Break. I actually find Echo Break probably better for this, not only this combo, but this mode. You're going to see that the enemies there's quite a lot more enemies that threaten your backline, and in a big way, and I need to kill them on the turn instead of waiting a turn like Fracture does. So actually Echo Break's better here. Plus I can add Surge Stone to it, which makes it there's some etch triggers in the clan, let's put it that way, in this Railforged clan. So these clans pair pretty nicely actually. But yeah, we'll get into it here. Might as well just play, right? Alright, so here's I'm going to explain the Metallurgy card, might as well since it's here. But there's a lot here. I don't think you need to pay attention right now to the bosses. That's something we can just dive into later. But oh, it looks like I got Fire's Greed. Now I will say this, Fire's Greed is really bad in this mode. There's no Vengeful Shards, so I don't know, I've been randoming the Pyre, but there are some Pyres that are pretty bad in this mode, and Fire's Greed is definitely one of them. We got some pretty good starters here, though, so I'd like to talk about Bogfly as well, but, so first things first, we got Metallurgy. I really like this card. It has this new keyword, Smelt. So Smelt just means you choose a card, and it's basically like Recycle from, say, the Spire, if you're familiar with that. It's pretty much just more or less the same thing, but it's even better because you also get Forge points, so which you know, probably doesn't make sense yet, but when you see it in action, you'll see what Forge points do. So basically, yeah, so you consume a card, you gain the Ember of what that card cost was. Now, keep in mind, at least the last I checked, it doesn't interact well with X costs. It's just not going to give you any Ember in that case, even if you're thinking like, oh, it's going to give me the Ember that I currently have, right? Because that would be like applied to the X cost, but that's not how it works. It just sort of destroys the card. So that's one thing to keep in mind, especially since there's a lot of X costs in this clan. And then Forge points we'll talk about later. But Bogfly, I really like this unit now. Obviously the egg has always been good, but I never really liked just taking a Bogfly, you know, as a unit in Monster Train 1. Monster Train 2, it's really good. Like, and it's all, I mean, obviously the numbers are better, but this ability is just great. You know, for the small price of Extract 1, you can just fly it to any floor, and I can't tell you how versatile that is. You know, if you're on top of your game, this card is just always going to be really nice. And obviously the First of Kin has an Ember reduction, which is really nice, and then the Etch is 15, so like, I already have 2 Smelt cards. If I was the other variant of the Railforged clan here, we'd have even better synergy because that has a natural etch in its starter, but this is still fine. We're still going to have probably a lot of opportunity to etch this First of Kin, and even if not, we can just pick up another unit and go another route. But I really like starting with these Bogflies too because, you know, I could probably put a Butterball and a Steward, just feed it to a Bogfly, and that thing will do pretty well. But yeah, we'll get into it here. I think I want to put the Avarice. I don't know. I could see it really going either way. The Bogfly is probably more likely to celebrate, so there's that. But I may not draw the Bogfly in time, because you are definitely inclined to go bottom floor. As far as I know, it's always the same boss ring 1. unless I've just gotten incredibly unlucky and never got the other boss, it's always the sap boss. So it's like you always want to set up bottom floor. That can lead to some bottom decks where you might not get a bogfly though, you know, especially if it's a trial, and you're definitely going to want to take the trial because you need the money pretty big, pretty early on to get through this. But yeah, I think safest though, I'll just put it on the first akin since it's there from the start. I'm getting hits from the start. Even if I don't celebrate, I'm at least earning gold. That's the main thing I want, is the gold. And then for this, I've generally liked putting it on the Spear Steward, even though it has the problem of, you know, not being able to be priority drawn. This thing still will be fine. If I don't kill him bottom floor and I bottom deck this, it's still going to get eaten by something. So, and then the stats just make sense. You know, it's like, I could put on a Shield Steward, but it takes up more space, and it's awkward, because then I can't play anything else on the floor other than Bogfly, if I really want to cash in on it. I suppose when I have to, right? But it'd be the most sense-making thing to do. So yeah, long story short, I think I'm going to put it on a Spear Steward. I think it's just the best stats at this point in the game. And I can switch it around later, of course. Okay, so Herzl. I've generally been... These are definitely the two paths that I like on him. I haven't really figured out the other path, so... but yeah, I feel like Pyresmith has been better, at least in this mode especially, because like I said, the game comes at you fast here. I feel like the hardest part of this mode, for me at least, is the second, like, rings like 2 through 4, I would say. But like really 2 especially, 2 and 3 especially, are just really hard. And having something like Pyresmith, which really it just gives you... The Celebrate's fine, I don't actually find it that relevant, but unless you find other Pyrespeaks. But even then, there's not necessarily a whole lot of upside with Pyrespeak, because it's not like counted as a magic damage spell, if that makes sense. So like, I mean, I guess you could... Maybe it works with melee weakness, so I guess with this clan combo you could do something there, but... Yeah, long story short, I think I do like the Pyresmith here, because and this is one where if it was a normal run, if I was not in Soul Savior mode, I'd definitely prefer Enduring Steel, I would say. Because then I'm just getting I'm going to get through the first couple rings fine, and I can just get the permanent stats, and that's much more enticing to me. But I think in this mode, Pyresmith is a better choice. It just gives me more front-loaded damage, saves my Pyre. Granted, my Pyre getting hurt kind of helps me, but not when I mean, these units hit so hard, so it's like, it's not really worth the gold. It's not worth 10 gold to take like 12 damage or 16 damage, you know what I mean? At least in my opinion. Well, Departure Manifest just gets messy, because you very often in this mode will have a lot of banner units by the end, usually I find. So it's like, sure, I could add the other stewards. And stewards, by the way, I rarely find myself needing to remove them, at least with priority, when I'm with the Railforged. Railforged is sort of a steward kind of themed element to that clan, and they actually just sort of, even without doing anything specific with stewards, right? You know, there's nothing like a steward room or something, at least not that I can recall, but even without any specific, like, oh, we'll interact with the steward keyword, they just kind of work with the stewards well anyway, like all of their cards. But yeah, and Echo Seedling's just really good. I think we just take that. I think Departure Manifest is like not takeable in this mode, I would say. Honestly, I've never found it to be that good anyway. On the rare runs where I might have... It's just a chicken egg problem, right? It's like, even in a run like this where I'm starting with Bogflies, which might actually be pretty good to get out, it's like, I just know further down the line I'm going to have really high quality equipment, I'm going to have really high quality units, very likely, and I don't want my 10 card limit to be jeopardized by, Bogflies and Train Stewards. It means I'm forced to remove them, and that's not a good strategy in this mode, I would say. You just don't have time to do that in a lot of cases. And another thing I will say before I get started here, Ember is hard to come by in this mode unless you specifically roll into it. Like, you can, a lot of these runs, just not end up with an Ember upgrade ever. And I'll explain why later. But we'll get into the first fight here. Man, this is going to be a long video. I just feel like I'm inclined to explain a lot of this stuff. So as I suspected, it's the sap boss. I'm pretty sure it is every time. I don't think I've ever recalled seeing the other boss. And these marks, they suck, but this is probably the best situation possible for it, because these still only do, I think, the 5 or whatever it is damage, and that's probably maybe worth the $10. I'll kill as many of them as I can, of course, but otherwise we want this money. It's not going to be too bad. Alright, so we're going to just put First Akin on the floor with Herzl. Like I said, it's not that important to me right now if that I celebrate the First Akin. If he dies, he dies. He probably will, honestly, but we'll see. If I can get both Bogflies onto this floor, then we'll be sitting better. Oh, you know what? I should have left one of these floors open, though, huh? Well, it is what it is. I should. Now I can't really comfortably feed the fly, but that's fine. We definitely messed up there, but it's okay. So this is the one that would get eaten. I could still play it just to get it eaten onto a steward, but I think I have a different plan here. So I think I'm just going to go out on this Bogfly. I'm going to have it help me, I don't know, 3 damage for 10 gold. I think I'm just going to let these hit me. So I was going to like maybe put the Bogfly up here and kill one wave and then fly it down, but I think we'll just... yeah, we'll fly it down. So what I'm going to do, keep in mind the ability does cost 1 Wurmkin candy, right? So on one of these floors I want to place Smith. Now Smith gives me some armor to my front unit, and then it also gives me Forge 2. Now what Forge 2 does, if you'll read the tooltip here, is that basically adds both attack and armor to either an equipment or a unit that's played. So what we want to do here is Smith once up here probably, and then down here we want the rest of them, because obviously the Bogfly does want to get those echoes up as soon as possible. Plus I want the armor on the First Akin, so we'll take that armor there. So now what we'll do, go back to where we put these echoes. We have the 6 forge points right now. I'm going to put all of those in this Bogfly. Boom. So instead of his normal stats, he's got 26, 10, and 18, so that's pretty nice. Oh yeah, we haven't used our ability yet. I was like, why do I still have a candy there? So now this will consume that and fly him down to this. Now, if the greedier move there, by the way, would have been to maybe place him in between First Akin and Herzl. I mean, if I really, really wanted to get greedy, I could put it to the very front, but then it's almost certainly to die the next wave. But if we're really trying to make sure that we celebrate, I still think this in the back, or at least in the middle, I could definitely see the argument for putting it in the middle. And by the way, I still have the capability to, the thing with this Pyrespeak, cooldown is 6, so obviously I can only use it once this fight, but I may as well save it either for the boss or a wave that I deem particularly difficult. And I could say saving 18 is pretty good here, but the thing is I'm pretty sure more damage comes in a future wave, so I might as well min-max that. That's something I need to learn still, though. So we're not going to make use of the Eaton here. I could see reasons for it if we thought we needed it. I just don't really think we need it. The better play would have been to not play a Shield Steward, and I definitely would have let the fly get eaten by it. That would have been a really good play. But so I definitely made a big mistake by not playing, by playing a Shield Steward on both floors. I should have left one floor open, but that's okay. I don't think it'll be the end of the world. Because honestly, my bottom floor is really strong, and I think it's going to kill the boss. I think I'm even going to get a pretty good amount of whatchamacallits. So I'm definitely killing this collector. That's happening. Now we have this, so we can fly this Bogfly down. I think I still want to take these 3 things of damage, so let's do that now, because I do want my Metallurgy. Oh, I should have I should have smithed first. Well, oh well. I fucked that up for sure, but it's okay. We're gonna, I guess, get rid of Smith then, since there's not much point in smithing right now. I was mainly focused on getting the armor on this guy, so I was like, oh, I gotta get him down first. See, now this, for example, I'm losing First Akin here if I don't Pyrespeak, so I think this is a pretty clear turn to Pyrespeak. Oh, wow, that counts for Echo Seedling. I did not know that. Okay. Well, we don't need to play the other ones unless I want to I don't even want to do this, I think. Yeah, I'm just going to not play this. I'm going to definitely hold these pyre shots, so that should definitely clean things up. I'm not going to be able... I might even be able to redraw it for the boss, so yeah, let's hope. Okay, I think we can wait on the ability here. Let's kill one of them. I think this is better than forging. Are we killing him? Ah, see, now my... Okay. I could move the weaker one into the middle or the front. Here. Do this. Maybe a... Okay, this guy's still not dying. Or he still is dying. I'm just wondering, like, if I fly this weak bog fly to the front. I mean, the problem is it gives up 40 damage, but it also delays my own damage. I don't know. I think it could be good. Maybe even the other one, though, like the 58 damage one. My thought is, like, he soaks up the 12 and the 5 and the 14 and still lives. Then he'll hit that first shot, and I get 105 in. I think it will increase my damage. Look at that. Perfect. So now the 2 units that have Celebrate will be able to Celebrate, so that's good. So good. And we get more Avarice stacks, I think, so we'll see. So we didn't redraw the Pyre Speak, but that's okay. Didn't need it. Would have been obviously nice though. Right, you can see how good that the amazing amount of front load damage Pyre Speak has. The problem is the champ doesn't do much beyond that, you know. So it's like, I don't know. He's kind of just an okay statted unit for now, but he becomes a very weird unit. At least if I'm going full Pyre Speak, which I often honestly do. But there's opportunity to cross path, and I'll show you that later as well. Okay, now I gotta say I like pretty much every card in this clan. But of these, definitely I've found myself tending to like Weldling and Boilerplate a lot more than Spike Driver Spider. I haven't really fell super in love with Spike Driver Spider, but I can see the upside with it. I think you just have to find the right situation for it. But the thing I like about Weldling and Boilerplate is they're so versatile. Like, you know, the Boilerplate basically has the forged keyword, so you know how if we build up any, you know, 1 or more forge points, we can play the equipment down instead of a unit, and it will consume those forge points, and then we'll put it on the equipment. Well, in Boilerplate's scenario, it will get those normal stats, but on top of that, it'll get a permanent armor 2 for every forge point spent. So if you can get a ton of forge points into this a couple times, this thing just has a ridiculous amount of armor. And it's infused too, which, you know, we're Wurmkin, that definitely can sway me that way. I do feel like I generally like Weldling better though. Like, it needs, I don't know, it just needs a little bit of help. And honestly, even just simply upgrading it with basic upgrades at the Merchant of Steel is often good enough. Just some basic amount of damage, and it's getting a lot of armor too. It's definitely doing more than Boilerplate right off the bat, I would say. Especially if I can forge it. The only problem right now is we don't have a good way to get that unit onto the floor. There is 1 or 2 good ways in this clan, the Railforged clan, to do it. They're both rooms, but we don't know if we're going to get them yet or not. I know one of them is a common. I can't. The common one is like one of the best rooms in the game, by the way. It's the Steel Pulley Claw. They kind of redid a few Pyre events from the first game and kind of made them into cards, room cards. So it's pretty cool though. I really like both those room cards. They have the trapdoor as well. But funnily enough, you know, Trap Shoot was always the better card in Monster Train 1 compared to Pulley Claw. But this game, definitely Pulley Claw is better, I would say. And I'm pretty confident in that valuation. It's so good. But the trapdoor is still great too. I think I'll take the Boilerplate though. I think I'm getting enticed by the pink. Unfortunately, we don't know. We can't look at a map right now to even know if we're getting like a Wurmkin unit or not, so we can't even really make that evaluation right now, but I think generally we want Wurmkin units. They're just so good. they buffed some of even the few that were maybe kind of rough, and they made them really good too. So this would have been one where I would lean toward Echo Transfer had I taken that other unit, the one that gains armor to the front unit based on its attack, because Echo Transfer obviously probably is better in that case. But Echo Transfer is worse for my Bogflies right now, and we don't have like a multi-striker or sweeper at the moment, or trampler. Also, it's not pink, while this one is, so it's going to be pretty hard for me to take Echo Transfer over the infusion here. Now we get to this part. This is why I said let's get to this when we get to it. So basically, this is more, instead of just going a linear path down the train, you're going to get sort of a choose your own path type situation at this point. And, you know, when you're first, there's a lot of information here to go over. So basically, but it seems daunting at first. It really isn't that bad. Like, it took me a few runs, and I was like, okay, I get it, right? But so basically, you know, kind of like a Mega Man, choose what stage you want to go through these in, and you're gonna gain both rewards but also curses. So that's something to keep in mind. Real quick, I'll tell you the first things that, and granted, I'm still ironing out my strategy here, so this is not like I haven't solidified this strategy that much, but this is my current thoughts. My current thoughts are these major rewards. One thing that's not clear from this screen is that as you beat the boss, each of these are bosses with like a ring or two up to them, right? So once you beat the boss, I think it's just one ring and then the boss in each of these cases. So you have a minor boss and then the major boss. Once you kill the major boss, you know, that section will be grayed out, and then you go to these, but then everything kind of advances. So you get the curse, but then also the major rewards, one of them at random will get upgraded. So for example, I'm looking at this Mira the Dutiful rewards here right now. I have a champion upgrade node, a merchant of steel upgrade, merchant magic mode. Every single one of these nodes has an upgraded version. So, and to me, this is where I start to already kind of have a strategy here, because I've seen them a few times and I'm like, I kind of see which ones are better. And it can change from combo to combo, but one thing I will say for certain that I'm pretty confident on, Merchant of Steel is the best upgraded shop, in my opinion. Every single upgrade is twice as good, if not better, and every single upgrade has like some really good effect. It is not the case for magic. Now, magics are still really good because a lot of the upgrades are really good, but unlike the steel, there's some upgrades at the merchant magic that just don't actually get an upgrade, such as holdover, for example. I'm surprised they couldn't have done something there, like, but maybe it would have been too powerful. I get it. But there are some upgrades like spell chain and holdover that really have no advantage at the upgraded merchant of magic. Whereas the steel, everything does. Even like endless, quick, those have extra stats and extra effects placed onto them. Even Smidgestone, I think, does. And even Titan skin gets some Titanite gets some Titan skin. So it's like, yeah, and then everything else is just kind of double as good. So Merchant of Steel is really good. So what that actually means to me, generally speaking, is if it's really good, I don't necessarily want to visit that first. So like as I see here, I see that both the left bosses here both have a Merchant of Steel. So right now, I'm already kind of eliminating them from my evaluation, because in my eyes, I want to force, if I can, and since there's only two of them, I pretty much can. I want to force that the steel eventually gets upgraded. So basically the way it works is as I beat each boss, for the bosses that are still available, it will upgrade one of them at random, it'll keep it upgraded, and then if you beat another boss, it'll upgrade another one of them at random. So as you can see, it's like you want to try to maybe narrow it down so that you can guarantee the stuff you want to get upgraded gets upgraded. And second best on the list, I'd say, is Merchant of Trinkets. Pretty close behind. The reason is an upgraded Merchant of Trinkets allows you to upgrade boss relics. And that's where I say you're not guaranteed a boss relic, right? If you don't path correctly and make sure at least one Trinkets is upgraded, for example, that will happen. But sometimes you really need like two of them to be upgraded. And actually here, we see there's only one trinket even available, right? So we actually want to plan on this one probably being our last node potentially, because we both want the steel to be upgraded for sure, and we want the trinkets upgraded for sure. So I can already tell you that this is second to last and this is last almost certainly. But it changes depending on what randomly happens, right? So that if one of them does get randomly opened up, we might change our path. But yeah, so the trinkets is really useful because it's like you want to get a boss upgrade. The problem is you don't get the choice between the three. You get whatever it gives you, one of the three, that's it. And you can re-roll again, but sometimes I think it even gives you the same boss relic. So it's like you're at the whim of what it gives you. You'll often end up with a lot of pip upgrades, I've found, which is new territory for me, but I'm learning to live with it. At the very least, I like it, though, because it forces a different playstyle. I'm not guaranteed to get a Gambler upgrade, and honestly, a lot of the time I don't. So we'll see, especially with only one trinket available. You know, I'll only have 2 choices at it. And keep in mind, it costs $600 to upgrade a boss relic, so you need a lot of money. That's why I like this Avarice thing. Just get it going immediately. But anyway, so we kind of go down the list of priority and what we say is better. I'd say next on the list is either magic or arms. They're pretty similar. The arms has a really nice upgrade. It basically, the deployment ember is -2 for anything you deploy, and then also the merge ember. So you just merge 2 equipment together, and then it automatically takes 2 off the ember cost. But that's all it is, really. So I'm like, it still doesn't rank as good as the other good stuff. I would even say the magic's typically still probably better, but you know, the magic is still pretty good. And then the other nodes, like the artifact is alright. The artifact just gives you another soul, which is like something hard for me to evaluate on how good it is right now. Because I will say, when you're getting souls at random, you can re-roll them a lot of the time, but even then, like, they aren't that. Some of them just aren't that good, so it's like, I don't know how good upgrading that is. Whereas artifacts are almost always, I feel like, have a better hit rate. So like, this here is a really prime node for me to hit first. And also the champion upgrade. This one really depends on the champion, I think. I think with the champion I have right now, it's not that valuable. But basically, the upgraded Lightforge, what it will do is it will give you both upgrades at the Lightforge. So you'll have obviously your additional path and the path that you already have, but then it will also take whatever the other thing that was offered, which could be really good, by the way, on something like Wildenton, right? I would value it pretty high in Wildenton, but on the champ I'm on right now, I don't find the flexing of the path is all that useful, so it's not that high value of me to upgrade, so I'm almost certainly going to start here. And then you can also factor in the curse. Honestly, I haven't really cared about the curses in terms of order. I'm much more focused on the rewards, but it is worth understanding what's going to happen. So this one is just enemy units get Titan Skin 3A. That's really easy in my opinion. We're not even worried about that. Whereas this one, Wither Bloom is much more damaging, I would say. Wither Bloom just makes it so your units are always getting damaged, and the more units you have around them, they get damaged by each other's Wither Bloom, so it can kind of compound at a certain point. But that being said, 1 is not necessarily the worst. And then the Pyre remains upgraded, just gives extra stats to your Pyre. We don't really care about that. We're already getting that anyway with our champ path. And then the money, I think, is just extra money. I can't remember if it's anything more than that. But so both, we're probably just going to go 1, 2. The reason I would go this one second is because Merchant of Magic, if I can get it upgraded, would definitely be better than anything here. So we'll start here and get to it here. So, and I will say this, the way I path is much different in this mode. At least that's how it's turning out to be. So, you know, normally I would just go left here if this was like a normal run, because I'm like, well, I got a unit already. I can just build them up and get a bunch of value over here. But actually, we're totally going the right. I would say almost every time I want to get an extra unit, it's just so useful to get an extra banner unit, because they're kind of, you know, I said it, by the end of the run, you usually end up with a completely full deployment hand. Pretty much every run in Soul Savior has ended up for me that way, but there is a portion in the early game where if you skip this first banner, like, you can just be hurting to find a proper unit to like build around, and it's an instant loss. Plus, you kind of need the power of a banner unit to get through the next ring, even, because I can technically brick on everything on the left. On the right, I can't brick. I'm telling you, every Wurmkin banner is useful. Even Glug Cider is useful now. So yeah, we're just getting another unit. The health is nice, and then obviously we can upgrade our champ no matter which way we win. Oh, and I should have mentioned those rewards that were displayed were like the middle rewards, so you're guaranteed to get them essentially. All right, so both these units are fine, but Keeper Echoes is the unit we've come to know and love, and I can't get enough of this unit. And this is yeah, really good unit. Take the health. And yeah, I just don't see any reason to take Blacksmith. The Blacksmith Pass is the variant of Hero Soul that I haven't really had much luck with. I assume it's probably really good with, at the very least, Lazarus Exiled. I could see that being pretty good, but that being said, I've mainly been testing with Wurmkin and then a few other clans, but mainly Wurmkin and Railforged together, so at least in that, it's like Blacksmith, I guess, could be good if you echo break it, but then it's like you have to keep equipping it over and over, and it's actually kind of hard, unless you get the specific things that make it easy. But yeah, I think we just go full Pyresmith. Now, had I got the upgraded version of this, it would have given me both those upgrades, so I wouldn't have had to make a choice. It would have just given me both. Now, if we want, we can move these around before this fight. It's something you should always check on to see if it makes sense to do. And I gotta say, I don't think I'm gonna switch it. I'm gonna keep it on a Spear Steward. The other thing I could do is put it on a Shield Steward, but now that we have, we're gonna keep a floor empty anyway, just because of Ember. It's gonna cost me 4 Ember to get the priority banner units out anyway. I think we just keep it on the Spear Steward. It's going to be easier. So, yeah. And Avarice, you know, I could switch it to Keeper of Echoes, maybe. I'm trying to think how I should do this. Like, should I put First Akin in front just because it has more health? Because it's going to do more damage as well. So does it make more sense to the thing that does more damage to go in the back? And we'll have bog flies. The problem is there's so much incoming damage that I feel like if I put Keeper of Echoes with 20 health up front, even with the extra support, like, very often he's just going to die. So I think I do have to frontline First Akin here. Still wonder though, does that mean that I put the Avarice on? If that's the case, I should put the Avarice on Keeper of Echoes. So let's do that. And you can see we celebrated and we permanently got 5 Avarice here on the First Akin. But the actual damage, if there were any, there's not any yet because I haven't spent any gold, but if there were any, say I spent 300 gold, I'd have 30 extra damage that's attached to this thing that would actually just follow me over to the Keeper of Echoes, I think. At least that's what I think. You know, I'm probably saying all this and it's like changed last minute, but that's how it was working, so we'll see. We can't see yet because I haven't spent any gold, but we'll find out in the future, hopefully, if I don't die. Which, honestly, this is the time to die. If I do die, it's going to happen now, so let's find out. And I will say, these trials I'm often skipping a lot of the time. If I do take them, it's usually the first 2 rings. Often the later trials, I have so much money anyway, that, especially with this Avarice thing going on, that I just don't have to worry about them. And they're honestly so brutal that they just don't make sense to take most of the time. So don't be afraid to skip trials in this mode, is what I'm saying. The gold is maybe not even that good of a reward compared to how hard the trial is in the context of these bosses. This is definitely the easier boss, though. But as you can see, his stats are already ridiculous, right? 18 attack, 540 health. And I do got to set up bottom because Titan Skin 5 is going to be pretty brutal to deal with at this point in the game. Do I want to deal with -1 Ember per turn? I really don't, because then I can't get First Akin and Keeper of Echoes out. Then I'm down to 3 Ember on deployment, and that's a problem. And I can't spam stuff as much. This is a pretty easy skip for me on this trial. Alright, we want them. We're going to put the flies behind. Let's put Herzl at the very top, I guess. Just so we can maybe... And we want to... Our Pirate Speak cooldown has gone down, so I could use it now. And it should be available by the boss. if we want to. I might. Here we got this. Yeah, this is rough because I guess we just go here, place the bogfly down, fly it down. It sucks because I can't. I don't know. It's like. I guess I could forge the boilerplate instead. It's only giving me a little bit though. Like, I'd almost be better. Problem is, I'm not going to redraw into it. I mean, maybe I do. Yeah, okay, so we'll do it this way. We're going to go here. Well, this smelts as well. Okay, this is what we'll do. I'll give this some stats, because I do want to get the stats here. Move you down, and then I can smelt this, get the armor. And then this at least has another forge point here. I think this is fine. I don't think we can be greedy here and not do this. Now, even beyond that, do I want to blast this with the Pyre Speak? It's only 12 incoming damage, and I'm killing the unit, so I don't even have to worry about the eating crap. Feels like I should not blow it here, but I do save 12 damage. But it's like I mean, the one downside here is like I believe I would get it back by the boss. I don't even know if that's true though. 3 waves remaining, cooldown of 4. I might not. I actually don't think I am. I think I would be 1 short. We can try to count it. So if we used it here, it'd be 3 on 3 cooldown the next fight. Yeah, I don't think I'd have it in time. So let's just save it. We don't have to worry about that guy. He doesn't do any attack. This we obviously do. I guess I want to kill this, so we'll just smith twice and shoot it. Might as well save 13 here. It doesn't seem like a great one to Pyre Speak either. I think we want to save this for the boss. Be really good for the boss. As long as I'm not dying here. Alright, we can get some good forge points going here for this bogfly. I definitely want to kill this. I'm not going to let myself get talked out of that. Beyond that, we don't need Pyre Speak here. 13-13 is fine. I'll kill one of them. So if I definitely want to kill one of them. I mean, I could still save a lot of damage here, but it's got to be better for the boss. So let's kill one of them. And then, I got an echo? I can use an echo here, so let's give this the armor then. And then we'll give you the 6 forge points, really nice. Could be really greedy and save it for the armor, which is guaranteed to come up next turn, but I don't think we're good to do that. So this guy, yeah, he'll do a lot of damage down here, so let's keep him down there. Alright, let's see. We're only doing half damage now. Let's see what a Pyre Speak does. Oh, and I get more, right? Because I have Echo Seedling. I definitely want this guy to celebrate, so I don't want him dead. Alright, he's alive. We might as well leave it there because we're avarice and we want to hit him as many times as we can. I mean, we could get really fancy and fly. And here's the thing where I'm like, you know, if you're really try-harding, the bogfly gets even better because it's like, if I went through every calculation, which I'm not going to do here, but if I really wanted to maybe get more avarice stacks and still win, there's maybe a situation where I could fly this guy off the floor or to the front, you know, either or, and it just results in more avarice stacks. But I really don't care here because I got 122 damage. He's not going to survive that long, so I'm not actually getting that much avarice anyway, so it's fine. But we'll get our celebrates. It's great. I will say this. I'm reevaluating this one, Butterball. It's still good. I think it will become good on this run, but it's not actually helping me in the early game here. I don't know. I feel like it would in a lot of other runs, though, but I don't know. I'm keeping my eye on Butterball. I don't know if it's the best thing to start with. Right, we could take another boilerplate. I forgot I only had one boilerplate. For some reason I thought I started with it, but yeah, I only have one, so yeah. We could get two. I mean, it's pink. We have definitely reasons to be pink when we got these bog flies and this Keeper of Echoes. Of course, the welding's so good, but I think right now, especially now, we're done with common drafts now, so that means no more chance at steel polyclaw, which would be the easiest way to get welding on this floor, because it's an ability room. It's an ability-based room that I can yank a unit, friendly or foe, from anywhere and put it onto your floor. So it's so good for stacking something like a weldling on when you're already obviously at full pip. But that's okay. I think given that we could still get trap shoot later, but this is just not going to be that good, I think, right now. So I think the boilerplate definitely is an option here, but renovate can be really good too. The problem is we really need to have a way to gain ember, and we just don't have that right now. We're very ember starved right now, and maybe we can get more ember, but we don't know. And if I can't get much more ember, there still are some artifacts that make renovate work pretty well. But I will say renovate's been hit or miss with me a lot of time. Like a lot of time I'll get like a ridiculous amount of pip space on a floor, and it doesn't really equate to much. I think we just right now are fine with the boilerplate. Honestly, if we can get some good upgrades or some good equipment, good room or something, good supporting cards, I'm pretty sure we can do a lot of our damage with just a First of Kin, Keeper of Echoes, and these two flies. And I can get more flies eventually. Like, this is why, by the way, I really want to get those Merchant of Steels upgraded, because I can upgrade these things and then Hellvent them later. And that'll be really good too. If I get like quick and multi with those upgraded variants of them, it's so good. So I think we're going to be fine with what we have there, and we'll just take the thing that supports the current game plan, which is boilerplate. Plus it's pink. Chamber of Recall is really good. So this, you'll notice based on the art, this replaced Total Recall, which is a card that, at least in my opinion, didn't really see much play. Obviously some people might use it a lot, but I only know what I know, and unfortunately that is a bubble within myself, unfortunately, these days, because I just don't have much time to actually consume much content on anything really. But I still like keep my eyes and ears open for what people think is good, and I never really think that I heard much about Total Recall being that good, which is, I personally don't find it that good. All that being said, shitting on Total Recall aside, Chamber Recall is quite good. I mean, think about it. Right now, my only consumable, which is pretty rare in this clan combo, by the way, it's not having a consumable. It's technically a metallurgy does consume the smelt. So, but with all that being said, we'd be absolutely fine getting them back. Plus, it's a pink card. Now, obviously, Echo Transfer would be nice, but we have single target cards. I have a lot of damage in my 8 attack per Echo with the Bogfly. Echo Transfer is really not that good here, especially not pink. So, yeah, I am just a-okay taking Chamber Recall. It's so nice, and you can put it on any floor. It doesn't matter which floor it goes on, and it's just going to give you one of your consume pile back every turn. It's super useful. It doesn't cut into your draw unless you're already drawing full. So it's not like it's better than broken, whatever it's called, because it doesn't like put it on the top of your deck, I guess is what I'm saying. It doesn't cost you a draw to do it. Another thing that's kind of funky about my pathing is, like, usually I'd be all about Hellvents in these scenarios, right? But this early on, it's not usually that beneficial to do it because we haven't upgraded anything, right? And like I said, if I dupe, say, Keeper Echoes right now, I'm not going to get that extra Avarice thing, because it's only going to keep the soul attached to one card at a time. It can't dupe itself, right? So if I dupe it, I'm just duping the base card. Granted, the base card does have an extra 5. The base card's really good. I would do it. I honestly, if I had the Steel Polyclaw right now, that card is so mustily good. But it would be an example, like, I'd be perfectly fine just duping the vanilla Keeper here in that case. But I think because we really don't have that many good dupes, they're just vanilla cards. I guess we have some permanent stats on this one, but it's armor 2, big whoop. Yeah, there's just not that many good dupes of my base units right now. So really, I think the Vortex would be better here. We really don't need these Shield Stewards. We can't deploy them right now anyway. Another Railforged unit might be very good. We do want to start to try to set up a second floor. I'm saying even if you have a very strong floor, in this mode you cannot overestimate yourself. And I very often am running 3 floor setups. So at least 2 floor setups, just even more so than the base game. So we just want some units, and I want the removals, I guess, because to me this Railforged Manor is pretty much equivalent to the dupe. You know, it's like I could dupe right now a first of kin or a keeper, but that's not really good because I can't overstack them to a floor, so they're on separate floors, and these are not cards that are good in that scenario, right? Basically, at this point, I have a floor with first of kin and keeper of echoes on it, and then eventually the flies. And that needs to be my main focus because I need to spam inspires on that floor and just generally spam other cards like armor and removals. All of that is dedicated to that floor. You know, that is a high maintenance floor, let's put it that way. But we still need other floors, but we cannot have those other floors filled with high maintenance units. So Railforged does a much better job, I think, in general, of having units that generally will work on their own without needing babying like these other cards. So we're going to see what we get here. Yeah, and these 2 cards are almost kind of halfway in between. They need, and I like the design of them that way, by the way, but they basically do need babying if you really want to get the value out of them, but they also provide use if you're not really focusing on them. So in Salvage Machine's case, you know, if I can't put it on my main floor to get the harvests, which would be the case right now, right? I could at least use the ability if that was useful to me. Unfortunately, this ability is not super useful to me. It only really combos with the Metallurgy. It'd be a lot better if I already had like a Crucible Steward, for example, because then I could just combo them together with their abilities and I get 3 Ember out of it. That alone is worth the inclusion of both units, I would say. But you know, even beyond that, they do things. Now the interesting thing here is with the Crucible Steward, since it has etch as a keyword, if we wanted, we could switch it up and go first of kin with this card and forget about inspiring if we think that that's more powerful. And honestly, I don't know. I will say this about Crucible Steward. It has definitely done some good work on a lot of runs for me. Like, the upside is there. When you're like, if you can get both his attack up to a decent amount, a respectable amount, you know, even at 15 it's okay. But to really make the unit shine, it's like you got to be able to get it to a high attack, either through forge or buffs or something. Equipment's pretty common way to do it. You know, get up to 100 attack or so, and then every single etch, he's just doing a ton of work. And if you can get a lot of etches, but not every run is like that. Right now, I have no reason to think that this run would be that way. That being said, I think I'm just going to get more use out of the Steward anyway because of its ability. You know, because the Scrap Harvest ability isn't that good for me right now, the Smelt ability is. You know, Smelt is almost always going to be useful. And I can use it. I can still use it to, if I want to keep Keeper and First Account on the same floor. I guess it won't etch. Yeah, it won't. I can't pair the etch up there in that case, but that's okay. I still get a bunch of extra Ember from it. So I think we go Crucible Steward. More upside, more floor. I think it is a better unit. Should have checked this first, but that's okay. Hall of Mirrors, that might be interesting. That'd be a great way to get the bog flies. Man, that seems good. If we just keep that Hall of Mirrors prepped for the bog flies, that certainly seems good to me. Making us more want to keep with the Keeper plus First of Kin, I would say. Eventually, I could even argue double Keeper on that floor. Or more if we get Smidgestone or whatnot. But we have a lot of ways we might end up with a Pyre floor still. Or Pyre space. Sorry, Pip space. Yeah, I'm liking the Hall of Mirrors here. Let's check the artifacts first. Ooh, good thing we checked first. Capricious is really good here too, though, because honestly, its upgrades are hard to come by sometimes. You'll go through spans where you're just not getting, you know, Merchant of Magics or Merchant of Steels, so Capricious is really good in that regard, but I have to say Guild Marker is definitely just the cut here. So, boom, we're taking that. The only question is, so we already got 2 rooms now, so I can put the Chamber of Recall anywhere. I put the Hall of Mirrors probably in the off room. It could also sit with Herzl, but I don't know. I could make it deployable as well, but I don't have the Ember for that right now. Like, I don't think I would want to make it deployable. Plus, I might just end up with the zero cost room artifact. I think we could just re-roll this. Glass Cannon, maybe. Probably not, though. I mean, the nice thing, it's easier to play Glass Cannon into this clan because, you know, this clan has the forge. So it's like if you forge it up before you place it, it automatically gives you armor. And if I'm putting it on something like a Bogfly, who has, you know, pretty low health initially, it's not really much of a downside. I think I could see it being pretty good, actually. We'll take it. I have actually enjoyed Glass Cannon in this mode. Weapons cache could be good. That would be worth deploying. I don't know. It's like, it's a catch-22 because if I deploy it, I don't actually want them at the start because I want to get forge points before I play my armor. I don't know if I want any of those. For removals, probably just get rid of the Shield Stewards, especially now that we got that Hall of Mirrors. They just have, there's no room for them. Do I want to switch these around? I don't think so. It still just makes sense to have a Spear Steward feed. We haven't done it literally at all, so I'm definitely reevaluating this. Maybe other combos can use it better, but it definitely was good in the Banished one. But yeah, not so good here. Literally just not using it. Well, I don't know. We could take Zone of Silence as well, but we just don't have the Ember to play these things. But that's okay now, because here's the thing. I can add a high-cost thing like Zone of Silence and Crucible Steward, or, of course, the other cards, Metallurgy. Any of those will be able to make 3 Ember out of it if it doesn't make sense for me to play it. So I think we take it. Do I want to merge anything? Honestly, I do kind of want to merge a Boilerplate with Glass Cannon. This is one where the Merchant of Arms being upgraded would have been nice, because then I would merge it and it would be 0 cost. But I think this is still a good play. We want it permanently gaining armor since it's going to go and make our unit fragile, so I think that's fine. We definitely have some good smelt targets at the very least. Don't want to remove anything. Honestly, no. I don't. I just don't. Like, I need I need everything right now that's in this deck. The Echo Brick would be the first thing out, I would say. Maybe one of the Stewards, I guess. Honestly, I could get rid of one of these Stewards right now, but Vortexes are kind of easy to come by in this mode, so it's like, it feels even bad to spend 30 bucks on it. But it certainly wouldn't be good right now. You know what? I'll remove it. If I essentially am forced to remove cards that have Vortex, it's not the worst thing in the world. I think we do have no use of that Spear Steward right now, though. And we'll keep the one that has the thing attached. Alright, there's no extra trial or anything with these, so this is basically the main boss of this node here. So so he'll enter with Titan Skin 3 and gains Titan Skin 3 if it can gorge its stuff. So that's something to keep in mind. So I think we definitely just set these up. It'd be nice to get the Steward out. There's a little bit of danger here, but 40 health should be able to tank whatever happens. It just, you can tank that damage. 18, it's a lot, but you know, you can deal with it. So this thing is like a morsel basically to the enemy. You definitely don't want them eating it. Luckily we do get this at the start. Now we have some decisions to make. So I have a smelt in hand with the metallurgy. It would feel pretty bad to smelt this, so I'm more open to just smelting the whole emirs. I don't think we're gonna have the resources right now to speculate on making that work. I think we just want to do the best play for now. The other option is to smelt the Spear Steward, and then we'll just play the Hallmirs at a later time. But the problem with that, I mean, that's not that bad of a play. It does mean I get less forged, because remember, the forge for a smelt is better with a higher cost card, so I would get more permanent armor to this, but it's not a giant amount, it's just 2 extra armor. It's not that relevant to this fight, so if I do that though, still can't, you know, if I metallurgy the Spear Steward, I still can't play Hall of Mirrors, so it's like, is it just better for me to burn it right now rather than try to draw all the way through it? Because I'm going to play these flies whenever I get them. So I don't know that Hall of Mirrors is that good for me. I know it's a lot of extra steps here, but I think I am set on this. We're going to do this. And that way we can do this with at least 2 points, which is nice. Oh, I just realized this is the glass cannon one. I don't know why, but I didn't put the 2 and 2 together. That's a little rough. We could still do this. At least that kills this, which would be good. I mean, I guess we're killing it anyway. This is pretty rough. We're definitely going to have to put the flies in between here if we're going to do this, but I think I have to do this. I've kind of backed myself into this corner at this point. So yeah, we'll have to do this. It is what it is. I'm going to put him... We could just have him eat, I think, on Herzl. That's fine. Get our health and damage there. Could have also forged that to get extra attack, but I think it was better to get the extra armor here. Alright, Crucible Steward. We could line it up here, I think would make sense. Might as well get protected. I don't need to forge it, I don't think. But yeah, we'll want him. His ability's nice. It's only 2 cooldown. I may not use it here, though, if I don't need it. But, because I really don't need it here. Yeah, I think we use it now. Obviously, I'll waste the edge here, but I'm just doing it to get my extra ember here. Do I have... I don't have any echoes on the other floors. But I think we still do this here. Makes sense. So 66, you'll kill that. Not sure why this guy's living, though. 66 kills that. Oh, Vanguard, he becomes Titanite, right? Well, we'll still try to hit it, I guess. Unfortunately, it's fine if he lives because it eats that instead of eating this guy. We don't want him to gain Titanite or Titan skin. Now, I could use it here. I wouldn't have it for the boss, though. I could use Pyrespeak here. If we think it makes sense. Yeah, this guy will gain Infested. Infested is basically a way that they gain attack. It can get pretty out of hand. There are ways you can benefit from it sometimes with some of the souls, but we just don't have those right now. I'm really worried about his health right now. I think we actually do want to do this now. We'll get some etches out of it anyway. I could save that one for later. There's no sense doing it right now. It's interesting that smelting a card does not trigger Echo Seedling. I just noticed that. So this is really bad that they used the ability, I guess, because god, it sure would have been good here. But it's actually not that big a deal. Yeah, we're just going to bring the fly down here. He'll kill the collector. I do need to get an echo somewhere, so I guess I'll put the echo here. And we'll bring you down. I need to put you in the middle. Is that going to mess with this? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, 47, that's fine. We could do this. Might as well do it here. It does suck though if I just can't play Zone of Silence here, unfortunately. But yeah, I think we'll just do this. I could still Pyre Speak up top if I have to. Oh, I got it here. Nice. We got him back. Okay. Well, first things first, let's definitely play that. Man, we did not draw the other fly, though. It's kind of wild. Alright, we can get the boilerplate on front. Alright, that's fine. We don't celebrate our avarice, unfortunately. Or we do celebrate our avarice. Right? Because I put the avarice on Messina, right? Yeah, I got to celebrate there. There's no celebrate here, so this is perfect. This is perfect. Yeah, celebrate there. Perfect. Actually went pretty much perfectly. Oh, that Chamber of Recall is going to be so good. But as you can see, we have real big problems right now. Honestly, I'd be fine with any boss upgrade. So this is what sucks. You know, we beat this boss. We're not going to get a boss upgrade. I still have to wait to try to get it upgraded. You know, the one trinkets that's available has to get upgraded. And even then, I might not be inclined to visit it right now, just because of the fact that a steel is attached, and I want that upgraded as well. Depends on how greedy I think I can be. You know, how long can I fight these fights without any boss upgrades, essentially? But we're going to get some good rewards here. It's not all too bad. Okay, Symphony of the Soul could be ridiculous already with the armor and avarice that we have. I don't think we really have any other buffs, though, that would be that relevant. It does mean we lose a lot of damage on the bog flies to play that turn. But certainly if I had some boss upgrades, I could maybe make use of the Symphony of the Soul a little bit better, but I don't know. Kinstone's always fine. We just don't have a big reason to have it right now, though. It's like, it's not pink, so I don't get like a double Inspire. I don't have that much Extract going on. So it'd be good like after I add a card like Symphony of the Soul, but my problem with Symphony of the Soul right now is even though it's pink, that's 4 of my candy gone. You know, that's 4 times 8, so 32, I guess, damage, plus times 2, you know, so even... Is that maybe not the worst thing in the world? It's a lot of damage at this stage of the game, but by endgame it won't mean much, so it's like I could take this for the endgame. Anvil Breaker, I just don't think we're generating enough forged points on this run for this to be worth it. It's still going to do a lot of damage even with minimal forged points, though. I mean, it's 35 per forged point. It might still just be the best card here. Even if we don't get much forge points. But even if I just play 1 forge with it, it's 35 damage. It's not that much. At 2, it's 60, 70, I mean. It's okay. It still costs a lot. Kind of wish we could view something on the map. I actually... Well, I don't know. It doesn't matter, but I wish I could see right now what's upgraded on the map, because this obviously I need to hit either a boss upgrade or a Merchant of Magic to make use of it. I think it's just too expensive right now, because I would have to usually generate forge points that turn. We also don't have any units. We might end up with one. We're getting some upgrades, some offerings now, I think, but right after this, but like There are some units that just passively grant forge points, but we just don't have them right now. 70 a soul, I think, is the answer here. I think there are some times where that could be pretty good. Certainly could. Ooh, okay, we got the new Glare Minder, which unfortunately is not a sweep unit anymore, but that's fine. It was maybe not, you know, it was kind of boring as a sweep unit, but now it's a completely different unit. Basically, on the end of the turn, it's a great unit to have, by the way. Just I'll say that simply because at the end of the turn, you gain 1 candy to every floor. Every floor. So it's just good to have in the deck, but it's so much different than the old Glare Minder was, right? And then, of course, it has this ability which has a 3 cooldown, which is apply 6 reap to enemies on all floors, which is also pretty useful. I would say, though, that 6 reap turns out to be much more good for the base game, I would say. I don't know about in this mode if that's going to be that useful, because there's so much more health on the enemies and so much more incoming damage that it's probably not the thing I'm taking it for is the ability necessarily. It'll still be helpful, but mainly I just want the free candy. Of course, there's this unit too, which is actually one of my favorite units, the Forge Steward. It is such a nice, it's basically similar to, you know, like Wiltwood Sapling or something, or I forget what you call it, Wildwood Sapling, but except instead of getting Ember, it's gaining Forge, and it adds up the more and more the enemies start coming in, right? Plus there's a lot of dots toward the end of the game, so you're definitely going to have to deal with that. It's also pink, but that doesn't mean a whole lot to us. It will make it easier just to play a fly on the floor and get it out, though. Both these units are fitting the bill of what I want, which is a unit that does not require babying and is just providing passive benefit. I would say Glare Minder actually does that the best, so maybe I should take the Glare Minder. I don't know, though. Yeah, I think the Glare Minder is pretty good. Plus, it's rare. How often are you going to find Glare Minder? Not that often. The Pyre... Now, don't be afraid to use your rerolls here. The Pyre randomly gains 10... It's a little bit odd, because... here, 1 second, I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about that. Yeah, sorry. Anyway, so Maniac is a new one. I haven't seen that one yet. You also notice these things, they have different levels. This is Silver 3, so Maniac is just Maniac 1. There would be a 3rd rank of it. All these things have 3 ranks, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd rank, as far as I know. You know, they get better. So that's why I say this mode has a lot of, like, meta progression similar to other roguelites, which is cool. I mean, it is what it is. It's separate from the main game. What I will be interested, though, is once everything is fully upgraded, is it a mode that I can kind of spam over and over again and still find interesting? I feel like it will be, but we'll see. But yeah, this Maniac is interesting. I don't think it's good for my deck right now. I mean, this would be a really good one on a deck that has like a really good tank, right? Like if you already have Titanite, we just don't know if we're going to get these upgrades, right? But even just a better tank unit. I mean, the tank unit that I have right now is First Akin. It's only a tank because it has 55 health. There's nothing else that is making this a tank. There's no specific armor, mechanics, or Titan skin, anything like that. So it is definitely, I would say the weakest thing in my deck right now is tanks. You know, I do have some level of armor application that's decent, but it's not even that good at the moment. It might become good in the future if I can remember. I need to be more greedy with the Crucible Steward. I need to try to smelt high-cost cards so that I can get Forge built up faster, and then maybe I can draw this after I've built up enough forge to actually get a proper amount of armor on it. The thing is, even then, I don't know. This is really the one I would need to get the most armor on, because this is the one that would actually go on a frontliner. Because I still want that 55 health to be not not ruined by fragile. So I feel like maybe I actually want the this boilerplate to be the thing that gets the most permanent stats. It already has 10, which is not bad, but if I can get that thing up to like 100 by end game, then it's feeling better. And then I could dupe it. So it's like, the problem is, the armor is obviously attached to the thing, but I could just replace it eventually. But yeah, all that being said, I don't feel too comfortable taking Maniac here. That Pyrogel for every single round is going to add up pretty quick. But if I had the problem is, like, if I knew I'm getting quick, Titanite, stuff like that, then Maniac I could still take here. But I just don't know if I'm getting those. I can still speculatively take it, I guess, if I don't think the other thing's good enough. And honestly, I don't know. There's a lot of text on silver, but basically it's like, I'll get further Pyre stats, which does have some synergy with the fact that I have Pyre Speak. And then, oh wow, okay, I didn't see the recently upgraded version of this. So gain an artifact. The next 3 flying bosses are defeated. Oh, I see. So it's, I don't know, that takes a long time. I'm trying to think if we even have 3 left. I think we do have 3 left, right? So I could still make use of this. It would just be on the very... Oh wait, no, but that's... Okay, I'm misreading that. It says the next 3, as in all 3. In my head, I was like, I have to wait until I've killed 3 to get the artifact. But yeah, okay, I get it now. So that's pretty good then. We're obviously taking silver. Oh my god, that's so good. I may even want to just lock in silver at the start of the game. Since we never really used Butterball, I may just want to lock silver in at the start of the game to simply ensure that I'm getting those boss upgrades. That's really good. Alright, I take back what I said about the boss upgrades. I guess there is a way to guarantee that you get them. So now we start to... Man, okay, I'm going to have to divide this video up, by the way. There's no way I can do all of this. I don't know, maybe. We'll see. We see which ones are upgraded with this sort of swirly icon here. So this one got gold, which it looks like it just makes it 400 gold, so that's pretty good. Or sorry, it's... is it even that good? I don't know. But yeah, so basically... this one got this, the one we didn't want, which is the champ upgrade twice. So I really want to hold out on this. I really want that Merchant of Steel. And even though we got the silver, I would say we still want to wait on the trinkets. But it is pretty nice that this has the Merchant of Steel upgraded. So this could be something we pivot to instead of doing this. It does kind of suck that the Merchant of Magic didn't get upgraded, but I don't know. I would like to hopefully wait and see on the trinkets. We have a 50-50 here of getting it. If we don't get the 50-50 on the trinkets, though, I guess it depends on if this 50-50 hits the steel, on which one we go to. I feel like the Merchant of Steel in this run is going to be more important than trinkets, especially since we got the silver to cover the boss problem, the boss relic problem. So I think we do this one. I think both these we want to wait on. I definitely want those Merchant of Steels to both be upgraded if I can help it. But then I also want the trinkets upgraded, so I want to have my cake and eat it too. It's not the end of the world if the magic here is not upgraded. We still might end up with it upgraded there, you never know. And then Witherbloom, it is a shitty curse to have, but it's not the end of the world. Okay, as a dupe here at this point, we don't need any pirate health, obviously. Here's a horde to be pretty good, though. Do we have a good dupe, though? Because we'll have a merchant of magic now. It's like, we don't know if we will, but I feel decently confident that maybe we can make a spell worth duping. Even maybe this equipment is worth duping. Maybe even Glurminder is worth duping. I don't know. Maybe a vanilla fly. Maybe this boilerplate is. I don't think so, though. If I get a spell that's worth duping after upgrades, what would it be? Right now, I'm not seeing a great one. I definitely can't dupe Symphony of Soul. There's no way I have enough pink. Alright, sorry about that. Yeah, I don't know about these dupes. Man, they're not looking that good. Like, even if I get... I'm trying to think, like... If I get, like, I guess a spell-chained Echo Infusion would be worth duping. Maybe a double-stacked Metallurgy? I don't know. That'd be it. Maybe that's still better. Maybe a dupe is better than an artifact here. And the money might be alright. We got 3 rooms, right? But these rooms are very often, and even the Symphony of Soul, they're just going to be smelted a lot of time. I could actually just dupe Chamber Recall or something, and then if I can get like 3 copies of the Pyre Speak, I can get 2 back each turn. That's pretty good. That might be worth duping, actually, if I can't get a good spell. Let's do that. That Chamber of Recall is going to be good. Could I guess do Holy Stone on Symphony of the Soul? That doesn't seem that good, especially since I really want to permafrost it. It would be a really good card to permafrost. Honestly, so would Metallurgy, but this one makes more sense. Consume. I feel like we should do that. I almost don't want to add Consume, though, because I got the Chamber of Recall. And I know I'm not going to dupe Symphony of the Soul. So Chamber of the Recall is still the dupe. So if I don't add... I mean, I guess if I'm smelting cards, it's going to be hard to, like, keep my Consume pool super clean. If I really want to do the Pyre Speak stuff. But at the same time, like, I could clean it out eventually if I have 2 of these things in play. But I guess what I'm saying is, do I want to add additional Consume things? Maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. 10 I definitely want there. I don't know. I don't think I'll put a Holy Stone on anything. I mean, it would be nice to just play this for 0 a lot of the time. Is that even that worth, though, to add it to the Consume pool like that? I don't think we need to do that. Alright, we got Spell Chain. It's good. We got to remove Consume. Well, that's not going to be good. Spell Chain here, though, huh? I mean, I could do it on Metallurgy, too. That seems a little ambitious. I think I really like it on the Echo Infusion here. And that will probably become my dupe target, I think, over the Chamber of Return. I don't know. It feels like it should be. This being 0 is making a lot of sense, I would say. Do I want to Surge Stone one of these? I guess I should. It is a powerful upgrade. I guess I could overspend and do that. It's only 75 bucks because I mean, I might as well do it, right? Then I don't have to worry about it. Might as well. It's ridiculous what I just did there, but hey, we got money. I'm a little worried though. Is this better than just another chamber recall? Because a chamber recall, like 2 of them in play, makes that pyre speak come back quite often, and eventually I can just have it be the only thing coming back if I just don't play the other cards. I don't have to smelt at a certain point if I'm just continually destroying that with pyre speak. I think I still want to do the Chamber of Recall. I think I like that. It's a little more fun. Let's do it. I could make a removal for money too. I will say with these upgraded, probably we could get rid of an Echo Break. They're not that useful to me. I think I still keep that Steward as the thing that gets eaten. Should be fine. Losing draw. Okay, give me 1 second. Alright, sorry about that. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, I think, I don't think we really need to take this. I mean, I have the guild marker and I have all this avarice. This is what I'm saying. It's like, we often will skip the trials here. Like, this draw -1 is pretty brutal when we're basically at a point in the game where, like, you normally would think you'd have, like, a boss upgrade. We just don't have it, though. And to have an entire draw each turn is just not worth the downside here. We have a lot of combo pieces in this deck. We really can't afford to downgrade our draw, I would say. It's not going to be worth the money there. We got plenty of money anyway. Alright, I still think instead of Glare Miner, we still start with this. And I still go with you at the top. Okay. Ember upgrade would be so useful for us. I think we'll just get rid of the Hall of Mirrors. And I'll probably forge this instead of the Bogfly. And I can do the Chamber Recall up here, I guess. I mean, I have the option to actually do the Hall of Mirrors Bogfly. I just don't think it makes much sense, though, because they're not quick. And there's just too much damage coming in. I really just need to get the Pyre Speak going. And I can get this going right from the get-go, since I top-decked this. So let's do this. Kill that. Get this as our forge target. And then I'll put this here to get the Echo. And then we'll move this down. And that should be good. We're not killing everything, but, oh yeah, we are now. I forgot the most important component of this. I'm going to put all of them into the pile, just because I think right now, technically, the Hall of Mirrors is in the pile, so I don't want to get that back. I want to get the Pyre Speaks back. And eventually, when I get the other this is why I made the dupe, by the way, because eventually, once I get the dupe, then I'll pretty much be able to not worry about having that other piece of junk, the Hall of... essentially, the Hall of Mirrors is the junk in the deck right now, right? Because we don't want it back. But if I have 2 of those rooms into play, I at least get 1 Pyre Shot back. So we'll be at risk these turns, though, I guess is what I'm saying, of the Hall of Mirrors coming back. Not this one, though. We'll go ahead and hit that. Still taking some damage here. We have the Wither Bloom. You'll notice I'm getting damaged back here because the Wither Bloom attack will damage the unit, and then it's basically like a much worse version of Frostbite. You basically get damaged on the unit that it's on, and then a unit on either side will get damaged. It's kind of brutal. Well, we definitely just probably Smith Glareminder here, I'm thinking. I'm just trying to think where... Do I put the Glareminder here? I think so. Yeah, let's do that. I can also eventually make another Pyre Speak to add to the mix. Alright, we got it back again. Nice. We will definitely use it. I want to keep Keeper of Echoes alive, so I think I should put these here. Oh, we need to get the fly on first. Here, let's go like this. Missed out on the Inspire there. It's okay. I guess I should have Metallurgy the other card. I feel like we are going to use Symphony of the Soul here. Is this better than just killing this? He also applies more Wither Bloom, so I think we do want to just kill this. It does suck though, because I kind of want to keep Symphony of the Soul. It seems like I'm getting close. I could just use it now, honestly, but I want to make use of the armor component. I don't know how I'm going to get armor onto the Keeper of the Echoes, though. I guess if I get the glass cannon thing, and if I have enough forge points, that would be the way to do it. It's still like risky, but then I can double the Avarice and the thing. I think it's worth it. This is why I said we don't take, even without the draw downgrade, it's like we have these turns like this where it's like, I really needed another card here to combo Metallurgy with, but that's okay. We've been lucky to keep getting Pyre Shot. Now we finally have the Chamber of Recall, so we don't have to worry about Hall of Mirrors anymore. I also don't know that Hall of Mirrors necessarily can come back. Does this only do spells? Oh yeah, it's only spells, so I didn't have anything to worry about. But I definitely will want to have more than one Pyre Speak. That'll be pretty nice. This is our Eating Steward. He really just isn't serving much of a purpose, is he? But I just don't want any of my other units to get eaten, so I actually can't even... You can just unattach the thing if I want to remove the Spear Steward, which I probably do want to do. We'll do this down here, get our Inspire. I think I might want to get this thing into play, just so I can have that guaranteed smelt. There's not much else good to do here this turn, I would say. Because I can't kill this guy. Or at least not before he hits me. Wait. Oh no, I'm one short. I could do the Glireminder Reap, but that doesn't help me. See, this is what I'm saying. My Reap, often not that helpful in this mode. And now I could do this now. It wouldn't really do anything, so unless I want to kill that unit. But yeah, it would just not be good. I think we'll just not play anything more here. Now we get 2 Pyre Shots for the boss here, which is nice. This guy's pretty tough, though. That doesn't work on the boss. Put that there. Man, I just don't have much forge. So I could etch this for 3 forge, get 2 more forge. And then I can do this and then do the Symphony of the Soul here. I guess that's the only play that really makes sense. So, go 1, 2, 3. Man, does this even help me that much? It takes away so much damage. Well, it definitely did. Here, we gotta put these guys up here. Right. That didn't help much. Oh, right, because the Malaise. Well, that's okay. We'll still have... We definitely want to do that. We got to get 400 damage in here somehow. It's going to be tough. But like I said, you know, sometimes you just die here. This is a lot of damage, though. It looks like this still works, even after the room is dead, so that's not what I expected. Try to get some health here, I guess. And then we can do some good damage here. I think we'll be fine, it looks like. Now I only got one back. I don't really know what's going on there. Perfect, we just got there enough. Oh, I had this all along. Perfect. Now I get to celebrate at least. I should have. I forgot that I had that ability, but I guess it was fine to leave it till then. I always forget that you can use it again. Machinist Tomes are really good. Masterwork would help us with our forge problem, but we just don't. We can't comfortably play it yet. I need my boss upgrades before I can make use of a card like that. Return a friendly unit and its attached equipment to your hand. I have not really found much use for Magnetic Relay. It feels like it has some really high potential, but it's just a little too slow for me. This is better, I think, if we were forging a lot. Magnetic Relay would allow us to sort of keep reforging on a unit as we gain a bunch of forge, but we just don't have enough forge points for this to be that beneficial, I think. Yeah, I just don't see it being that good. I mean, it has some synergy with the boilerplate, but not enough for me to take it over like a Machinist Tome. Plus, it's pink. It's like even better. But the Machinist Tome, this gives you this new keyword called Steel Guard. So as long as you have armor, you can't lose them more than 15 per hit, and that becomes very useful in this mode. This makes our tanking quite a lot better. We just need to find a better way to consistently gain armor, though. I think we may have to dupe this boilerplate. I don't know. It also hasn't gained hardly any forge. Ambient Charge. Now, I like this. It's an equipment now. You know, this is a card, another card I didn't really like in the first game, but I actually quite like it now. It's the same effect, but it just turns out that the game is played differently now, right? And very often I am okay using this to just draw cards. Plus it doesn't consume them, which is a big thing, right? And its ability on a unit, so you can keep replaying it. It's less easy to infinite now since it's an ability, but for me that's not a problem because I never really infinite anyway. And it's just useful. The big thing, I guess, is that it doesn't consume the card anymore. Perfect Insanity is pretty good. Soul Siphon is probably not that good. Yeah, I really don't see it being too good. It's also a waste of a pink on a card. I feel like if I'm taking either Perfect Insanity or Ambient Charge, though, it's basically giving up on Symphony of the Soul. But maybe they're better use of extracting than Symphony of the Soul is in my deck right now if I don't have much armor. But if I don't have much armor, I don't know. I guess that Confusion's gonna have to put in some serious work here. Soul Siphon also would can hit my consume pile, which wouldn't be good. Of course, I could see a world where it coming back every turn works if I can. The problem is I already hit the Merchant Magic, so I can't zero cost the Perfect Insanity, but I could do the Ambient Charge. Like, I could have something where I just keep drawing cards, and maybe in combination of smelting them, I can not worry about the Ember Drain. That seems like pretty bad, though. I don't think that's worth the Ember Drain. I unfortunately may just have to skip here. I don't know. If I take a card, it's like I'm removing Symphony of Soul, because there's no way I can deal with extracting both of them with the current, just with no boss upgrades currently, right? Once I get boss upgrades, maybe. But until then, these are just dead weights. I feel like I'm adding dead weights to the deck. I think we just skip. Ambient Charge would be the one I would take, though, if I did take one. So out of these two, I definitely like the Vortex more. I think we are going to get rid of that Steward. It's just not... This Butterball is not useful to me on this run. It's just not. Another Wurmkin unit might be good. They typically need more babying, though, and I just don't have a way to get another one onto the floor. So in that sense, maybe this is better. Railforged, much more likely to get me a good passive unit. I mean, we got the only passive unit, I think, in the Wurmkin arsenal, which is Glare-Minder. So he's been good, but... Yeah, maybe I do lean toward the right here, actually. We'll do that. So we got our upgraded money, which is no use here. The fire remains. Let's see what this is first. It's the same exact choices. Honestly, I wouldn't mind another Crucible Steward. The only reason I would take another one right now is because we don't know when we're getting an Ember upgrade. We know we're eventually getting one, but we don't know when that will be. And until then, just having more of them means I draw them sooner, and they are kind of important to have. Plus, I could etch. If I do have both on the board, I can etch every turn, basically, just alternating between them. So I do like that. So now or not, etch obviously, but mainly I'm saying smelt is what I meant to say. Okay. Room seems tough to take when I already got these two rooms, and then maybe sometimes I'll put a Hall of Mirrors down, or sometimes I'll put a Zone of Silence down. Right now they're just smelt targets, though. I just do not have the Ember to dedicate to those things. Whereas the Meat Shield's pretty good. I could eventually merge that with a Boilerplate. I can't remember if there's any more Merchant Arms, though. I don't think there are. So... even if I don't, it's still a good card to have. I think we just take that. Meat Shield's pretty good in this mode, especially with this clan. Just having a nice, actual tank-focused equipment on top of that. And we really need that Deployment Ember in a big way. So this is Flying Boss. Herzl's susceptible here, but we just need to get the first Pyrus Peak generated and make it the worth out of him, pretty much. Looks like he's narrowly surviving this. Unfortunately, the Malaise 3 is another... and then it also has Witherbloom, so he's gonna die. Unless I do this. So if I want to sacrifice a Crucible Steward, I can keep him alive. I just don't... It's too awkward if I don't get these units out immediately. But maybe I should have considered more putting something else, because it really sucks to lose a Crucible Steward here. I mean, really, do we care if we celebrate with this guy? Not that much, right? I just need to get the first Pyrus Peak out. And I think we benefit more from having a Crucible Steward. I'm also wondering, should I put it here? Because then I get hit from the Witherbloom. It also means this guy comes down here next turn. But if I put him here, he's probably going to die. So if I'm going to put him here, I don't know, probably still better than putting him in front here. Putting him behind means I'm committed to wanting his ability. It says armor 20. I wouldn't mind this thing coming back either, actually. Because right now, if I put it here, just put it there. Alright. Man, this is unfortunate. Well, let's see what this does down here first. I want this to be tripled, not this one. I guess we're using it all here. We at least got that. Up to 90 attack there. Yeah, I think I want this guy alive. He's pretty useful. We already got 3 of those things created. If he dies, it's not the end of the world. Alright, we're gonna go there. I'm gonna put this here first. It doesn't do anything yet, but it just prevents me from getting one shot from some of these other things. Yeah, so there's sweepers. There's another keyword I probably haven't seen it yet, but it's basically targets your back line specifically. Yeah, even now it's taking 18 damage and this guy's dying. Shit. Man, he's getting hit a ton. He only had that Malace is just brutal. So the Malace won't kill them, but when combined with the Wither Bloom, it will. Luckily, we're not dying here because the Wither Bloom will hit before the Malace, but we'll go down to 1 health essentially and just stay at 1 health. I can put the Glare here at least. That's probably fine, but then I can't play this. Means that this guy comes back up here next turn now, but my hands are kind of tied right now. Can't take any of these out. Well, if we lose first to kin, I guess we lose first to kin. It's just gonna have to happen. Just gonna have to happen. We got that back at least. Unfortunately, him getting eaten won't help me much here. Do this. Is there any way I can keep him alive? He's alive here. There's nothing I can do to keep this guy alive. 12. Yeah, it's just too much. I mean, the Malace doesn't hurt me here. How am I losing 15? I guess this is 20. Could I get to 20 armor? Get 4, 6. Not really. Yeah, so he's dead no matter what. I can't kill these guys. We'll just put this here then. I do want to do this. I'll just give you health for now. Can I keep you alive? Is there any way I can do that? 38. I could, then I could at least eat that. That seems better, right? We still got our ability. If I can get the other one, I just don't know how I'm going to scale my damage. I guess we could do the Hall of Mirrors. Unfortunately, all my pink is down here. Alright, so this guy applies Wither Bloom. Sucks that this guy survived with 4 health here. He has 2 attacks. And even if I haul in mirrors here, it's like... it's just not that good. Whereas I could etch it right now and it kills that. And then I get more stuff. Yeah, I think that should. I can't make polymers work. And we definitely want to put this here, even though it doesn't do anything yet. I actually want to forge that. I'm trying to eventually set up a Symphony of the Soul. I want to wait for my other smelter guy too, to put him on the floor before I put these eggs on. Or these flies on. I could put one on. I'll wait on the other one. I want to forge it anyway. Leave the 2 space available. Oh wow, there's a Malgun's right. Well, we're just going to deal with that. Okay, what's our Ember at? We want this one in. We'll put it behind. Can I forge him anyhow? Could forge him a little bit. We obviously don't want the Zone of Silence. So we'll just do that. And then this we can do here. Whoa, 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 whoa. We could double the armor for now. It's not great. Gives me a 30 damage. I think we got to though, just to set up another doubling of the armor. I could do 1 damage here, I guess, just to get. It's probably the best thing I can do. Yeah, this is just so brutal, not having the extra stuff that we need. That kills them, but then what am I doing next round? Yeah, I don't think we can take this damage. This has to happen. Glare Minder. I think we can save this guy's ability for next turn. We can Pyrospeak once and then kill a few. I don't know how we're taking this boss out there. I definitely have to get this extraction card, that's for sure. Does this go here then? And then I double everything there? Oh, this looks a lot better. If I can get the double here this next turn. Yeah, it's gotta be better here. We got it, okay. Okay. How do I do this? I should have done that first. Alright, we got to 500. Well, not good enough. I don't even have enough to move that guy forward. I thought I had 1 ember left over, or 1 candy left over there. I guess I didn't. Does that even work? Yeah. Moving him forward would have been maybe helpful a little bit, but not enough to kill this guy. So I don't know. I can call that good here. Like I said, it's tougher in here. We were kind of almost ready to pop off once we beat this guy, because then I could get this thing going. That's why I'm thinking definitely I'll just start with Silver 3 next time, because then I would have had a boss upgrade by now. And as long as it wasn't Pip, even if it was Pip, it would have helped. But if it was Draw or Ember in particularly, it would have done so much more for us. And this Butterball obviously did not do anything. So it's still I'm still in the learning process here. I think we'll just allow this death to happen. The nice thing about this mode is I think you are expected to die a lot of the time, because obviously there's a meta progression and you need to build up your souls properly and just figure out how everything goes together well. But yeah, I think getting a boss upgrade is so important that I think we just have to start with Silver 3. We'll do that next. And as you can see here, we upgraded one of ours, and then the others still have some progress to be made. So this one, alright, that one's a simple one, just gain attuned and magic power. I mean, it's really powerful. That's another thing we could do, by the way. That makes many cards incredibly good. So we'll still have to figure out what's best to start with. But I am definitely thinking silver, maybe. We'll try avarice and silver next time. Anyway, though, as always, thanks for watching, and until next time, peace.